Welcome, folks. This is IDARTY, a lifestyle brand. We take a lot of pride in what we feel have developed a brand that will appeal to a lot of people because it's something that you already do. Most of you don't even know you're doing it. It's day partying combined together. That's DARTY. IDARTY, that's us. We welcome all of you to our initial podcast, video cast. We hope to bring you a lot of new information. We're going to cover a big genre of topics. Let me introduce everybody here first. The man, the myth, the culinary genius, JoJo.
That's me.
Chef Joe.
Appreciate you.
And then our resident handicapper who will be with us every week. Says he knows a lot about gambling. Believe it when I see it.
He gambled on a kids' World Series game, so I'm with it.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
He came in that day and he was like, "Yeah, I got money on this." On the Little League Warriors. Yeah, I said, "Shit, you're my guy."
He bets on everything.
You're my guy.
Jose Bouquet,
aka Buckets.
Bucket. We call him Bucket. We'll refer to him as Bucket, but he is our resident handicapper, and he's going to kind of fill you in on everything that you need to know about gambling because you know what? A lot of people are confused by it. We hope to bring some clarity, and hopefully Bucket can bring it to you. I can't guarantee you that he will, but at least we'll try. But before we really delve into our cooking and everything, all the fun stuff we're going to get into, I want to bring Joe in. And Joe, talk to us about IDARTY and just the whole concept behind it all.
So IDARTY, I was just, hanging out with my buddies, years ago, and I was going through something. I was looking through an urban dictionary, and I saw the word DARTY, and I said, "Well, IDARTY," because it said day party. I said, "Well, I do that," and I came up with IDARTY. I immediately, and this was like 2011, 2012, whatever it is. I immediately that night after a night of fun with the boys, the next day I bought the .com. And I've had it in my back pocket for all these years, waiting for an opportunity to come, my way or our way with the right people to bring this kind of life. What we want to do is we want to show you a culinary side. We want to show you, obviously, the sports that, all these things encompass in one, right? We're having a good time with your people. We all do it. And we just want to make a lifestyle brand. We want to bring people in. We want to be inclusion. We want to create some type of lifestyle that involves the travel, the big games, the big events. If it's a big game, big event, IDARTY will eventually be there, and we want you to come along.
Absolutely. Most recently, and something you'll see on our social media site, you'll see it on IDARTY.com, our website. We did a IDARTY trip to Cancun, and there were about 40, 50 people that went. Hell of an experience. It was a lot of fun, and there was a lot of IDARTY going on. I can tell you that. It was pretty amazing. By 9 o'clock at night, I was ready for bed. One of our favorite sayings is doing 11 p.m. shit at 11 a.m. And I think that kind of encompasses what IDARTY is. But we'll get into that. But while we're talking about it, let's go ahead and jump right into what we feel will be a staple of this program. And every week we'll try to bring you some kind of culinary influence, culinary twist on something you may know or may not know. Joe is a classically trained Culinary Institute of America chef. He's classically trained. He knows what he's doing. He understands the business better than anyone. He's just not a pretty face.
What are you talking about, bro?
But we're going to let Joe exit stage right because he's going to jump out and he's going to do something that's very near and dear to his heart. It's something that he grew up with and he wants to bring it to you. And we're going to go ahead and show you in our initial podcast here. Here's Chef Joe with something that means a lot to him. Check it out.
All right, guys, welcome to the IDARTY Kitchen. Thank you, Big Rich, for that introduction. I appreciate you. So what is IDARTY? IDARTY is simply what we do, what all of you guys do on a kind of everyday basis, right? We like to have a good time, have some cold drinks, put some food in the grill, and we're gonna go over some simple recipes and some simple ideas for you to do you know, while you're having fun with your family and friends. Now, this one in particular is close to my heart because this is where it all started. My culinary journey started when I was younger with my buddies, my friends, and my family, and it started right here. And it's important that I start with this one because if I don't start with this one, people are going to call me out, and I'm not going to allow that. So here we go. So first thing first, I'm going to do is 2 pieces of onion. Why? Because you got to let people know that you're here. Okay, all we're going to do here with this onion is we're simply going to let people know that we're in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of onion in the air is gonna make them know, hey, shit, someone's got some shit going on. So here we go. All right. So next thing is we're gonna go and get these. These are perfect. Like these guys are not all the way white because I'm gonna cook a little bit of wings and some wingazos and some chingazos, and I'll tell you what that is. But I want them in this area here. That way they hold up a little longer. On here, I just have some simple wings. In my trash bucket right here. That's important. We're going to use a little bit of the all-purpose gospel, the man himself, Meat Church. We appreciate that. Simple. I don't use. People like to use mustard and stuff like that. This is just a non-neutral oil that I have on these wings, and all I'm going to do is give them a nice little season. Give them a nice little season. Right. And you want to hit them on both sides. Look, listen. You're at home. You want to use gloves? Go for it. I'm not a glove guy, right? I want to feel, make sure I have everything seasoned up. It is what it is. I'll wash my hands later. Okay. So, what I'm putting on here, right? So, let me get back to the store a little bit. These are, if you go to my grandma's house, if you go to any place back in the day when we were doing some cooking, it was these guys here, because our whole idea was to get back to what we were doing, to get back to why we were here. We were hanging out, having a few beers. It was important for us to cook food that was going to be easy, right? Nothing that's going to allow us, that's going to take time. Something that's going to be quick and easy. Most of the grill cooks out there know that they eat from the pit. They don't eat. They don't sit down with a plate, rice and beans. That's for later, right? Here. These are just quick bites to eat while you're out having a good time. Okay. Now, I don't know when this happened, but in the mix, these became what known as wingazos, and I have a little bit of cross-cut ribs here, flank ribs. We'd call those chingazos. And that story just is one of those things where, you know, you're probably 12, 14 beers in, and you're like, hey, let me have one of these wingazos, bro, and that's how it stuck. And these other guys, I'll talk to you more on that. But so where I'm going to start first is I'm going to start with these wings. We have hot grate ready to roll. We're going to go, and it's important for a hot grate because what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're putting the skin down and you're going to leave them. You're not going to, don't worry about flipping them. You want this skin to get nice and caramelized on the grill. The grill will tell you when these are ready to be flipped. If you go to flip one and they're not given, you know, they're just not ready. So we're going to go over here to the hot side of the grill. And what we want to do here is we simply want to kind of line the outside first here. Just like that. We're going to put these guys on. These guys are going to go quick. This is a hot grill. So we'll get these on. Get these working. If you have flare-ups, just understand that that's part of the game. You just got to know, you know, when to move some stuff, all that jazz. Okay, so we're good there. All right, got that on there. Take my hands up a little bit real quick. We're going to cover these, let these go for about a good 10 to 12 minutes. We may have to move around. You know, you're going to work with some flare-ups, but it is what it is. Flip here. Again,
You want to be careful. Again, we're working with some high heat. We lost a couple, but that's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Those are directly over the heat, and they went a little too far. But that's for me and the boys. Those won't make it inside. That's for me and the boys for later. You know what I'm saying? When we're on beer 12, 13, whatever that is, we'll definitely chew on that for a little bit. All right, cover up the go. Okay, obviously when you're cooking over live fire, you want to make sure that you're keeping a close eye on it. Something like this, it can go quick, so you want to be careful, right? What we're looking for is color. Color is flavor, and that's going to be one of the biggest things when you're doing some live fire. This little kettle grill here. You're looking for things that are easy to quick and easy for you to do. And delicious. So just keep an eye on it. Make sure that you continue to look. Again, if the grill doesn't give it to you right away, it's because it's not ready for you to flip. So some of these were ready. These ones that were directly over the high heat, well, now those were needed to be flipped. I'm gonna go ahead and close it. We'll come back to it here in about 5 minutes. All right, now we're gonna work on these chingazos, these cross-cut ribs, these flank ribs. But first, we're gonna get the IDARTY in, baby. You know what I'm trying to say? This is what it's all about. This is where it all started. All this stuff that we're doing is for how we get down. So, there you go. You know what it is. And if it's not this, then I'm not sure, but you know what it is. So, get this started, get a quick drink here, a little refreshment. Nice and cold. All right. I'm gonna get a quick temp. Obviously, on these, you want to get to 165 all the way, right? You're eating some chicken. You want to go right between both the wing and the drumstick. Don't hit any bone though, right? So you want to go there. We're looking good. That looks good. A little longer, a couple more. Let me move a couple of these. This guy right here. Yeah, we're on high heat, baby. We're on high heat. We're gonna move these guys over a little bit. We're gonna finish them off with that residual heat. And then I'm gonna prep my next thing. I'm gonna get a little bit of color on that guy. That guy needs a little bit more color. Again, cooking with high heat, so you wanna make sure that you're watching carefully. Some of these ends on these wings, some people cut them off. I'm not doing that. That's not what we're gonna do. I like to chew on those things, so that's just me though. Maybe there's other people like me, maybe not. But we're gonna put these guys to the side. Let some of that residual heat cook the rest of the way. Make sure they're all the way done before we give them a second seasoning, and also gonna give them a little bit of this Kinder's honey hot barbecue sauce. Really, really good stuff. So we'll go from there. Next up, all right, I'll put those in. Up next is going to be the chingazos. Again, these are the cross-cut flank ribs. The chingazos name came from, I think my cousin Emilio came up with it, or maybe my buddy Ern. I'm not sure. We've been cooking these for a long time. I'm pretty sure I picked them up from one of my uncles, or somebody showed me them, and they're a staple, man. It's one of those things, right? Again, we're out here. We're having a good time. We're having some cold buds. Cold Budweisers, and we want something easy. We're going to use the Holy Cow again, Meat Church. Really like this stuff. We're gonna go ahead, give them a nice liberal seasoning. No binder here. We're just gonna go straight on top because, again, all this is about getting back to hanging with your buddies, hanging with your friends, having a good time. We're gonna make this easy. Now, so these flipped over, we'll season the other side. What you want to do too is you want to kind of bring these to room temperature. You don't want them too cold. Pull them out of the cooler about an hour, hour and a half before you grill, and that's going to give you a more consistent cook. It'll be easier, it'll be quicker. Go from there. All right, so let's get these to the grill. Bang. Open this guy up. Get that there. Directly over the high heat. You want to cook these fast. Build up some of that caramelization. And I'm going for about I like them a little in the medium, but we'll see what happens today. We may go all the way. All right. Okay, we'll let those go. Trash bucket there. Get these on. We'll get that fire heated up a little bit. Kicked up. Wings are looking real good. Let me give them one last temp. Check these out. What we're gonna do with the wings next is, instead of me pouring this hot honey over the top, I'm gonna get the wings inside the bowl and give them an extra seasoning. Then I'll go ahead and I'll put them back on the grill. That way they get that tack on them. But I don't want to ruin my grill and get it all dirty and all that stuff by putting this sugary barbecue sauce in there. That's it's a son of a bitch to clean. So let me check the temp on these. They should be ready to roll. Oh yeah, we're looking good. Again, we want to go right between the wing and the drumstick, right there. Looking good. Yep. You want to avoid the bone. You don't want to hit that bone. You want to make sure you're not temping that bone. All right, those are good, ready to roll. So we'll get these off. We're gonna give them a re-season, hit them with the sauce, and then we're ready to roll. Get these all in here. And I'm gonna do this in 2 batches. Why? Because there's just too many to do them all at one time. Because then I won't get an even seasoning on there. We use the all-purpose for this one, so make sure we use the right seasoning. We're gonna give them a second seasoning here, get it mixed up, right? Then Kinder's hot honey. This is what we're gonna use today. Listen, the bottle, it's easy. The little spout on top. Give this a quick little drizzle. Toss. Okay. Now we'll go back to the grill on these. If you can see here, I got a little flare up, right? Don't freak out. We want that caramelization. Let that go a little bit. We'll get these guys back on the grill. Put them over here in the corner. Let them go. Okay. Oop. Get that. Right. Check them. Give them a little flip on this one. This one's getting a little right there in the. Give those that side. Flip them over a little bit. Okay. Get the rest of these guys. All right, we'll close this up a little bit, kill that fire. There we go. Again, keep it simple. Re-season. Make sure that you get a nice seasoning on all of there. And then a little bit of barbecue sauce. That way you're not getting your grill all jacked up, and when you go to clean it, it's not so hard. All right, when gossels are done, we're gonna leave them there. Let that barbecue sauce set on top, get nice and sticky. Again, I'm not gonna worry about these yet. They're not there. Take a look at this big one over here. We'll have to flip it over. Again, remember, live fire. You're good to go. Okay. We'll get these stuff cleaned up, and then we're ready to get that stuff cleaned up, and then we'll be ready to take those ribs off here in a second. I opened that little bottom here, and now look, I got a nice little fire. Got that grill kicked back up. Again, that's how you can kind of control it. Get this guy. That was the guy that was lacking. He looks good now. All these guys got good color on them. We'll move them to the side. And essentially what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same thing with like the way we did those wings with these little ribs. Okay. I forgot my barbecue brush inside. I'll go there and grab it real quick. We're actually gonna do these on the grill, but we'll be careful not to make a mess, because that's the whole idea, right? But look, if you look, that fire is ready to go. I can cook fajitas on there. I can cook. We may make a little quick salsa. We might bring some jalapenos out. You can do that little roasted salsa, do some tomatoes, you can do some onions, some serranos. Here's your opportunity right here. You're done with your cook. The boys are waiting, the beer is cold, we got to get back, put a little canciones on and make it happen. Finish up these ribs. We're gonna give them a little bit more of this barbecue sauce here. Nice. Little tossed. Get them nice and glazed up. And all we really want to do for these guys is just cut them down the middle here. We're going to put them right here on this side. Keep it nice and pretty shot. Alright. And we'll come back in. Come back in a little bit. There. Okay. Little chef's kiss here. You want to build height, right? You want to build height. You want to get your good pieces on top. Okay, we get it up there. Give this a little bit of extra sauce, just like that, and you're good to go. Okay. Get these here again. Excuse me if I'm using my hands. It's what we do. Trust me, when you eat in restaurants, your food gets touched. It is what it is. We're gonna build these wings up so when someone wants to come and you're having your little pachanga, your little carnita, we're rolling. Someone comes in here, grab a wing, open a beer. Speaking of beer, it's about time for another one. A little IDARTY. Make sure you hey, you gotta keep the IDARTY in the game, right? This here, just like that, right? If you have too many, don't put some on there. Save some in a little pan, put it in the oven. Right, hold on. We got this. We're gonna go ahead and put the little drizzle that we have right here on top. Get that there. All right. Just because I need to. A little extra sauce. And voila. Okay. That's how that goes. And there you got wingazos, chingazos.
Freaking amazing. And I gotta tell you, those wings, I'm not that much of a wing guy, believe it or not, but the wings, stupid good. He actually knows what he's doing. It's crazy. And my favorite part of that whole thing was when he said, "Yeah, we're going to lose a couple because they're going to be overcooked. Who cares?" He said, "That's for the guys that are standing by the pit. We'll eat those, you know." So, and we did. So it's just, we hope to bring you really cool stuff every week, really fascinating recipes and tips and tricks, if you will. That's kind of the part of the IDARTY brand. One of the other things we're going to focus on every week, and this week we're keeping it chilled. You see Bucket and Joe have a Budweiser in their hand. Joe introduced a Budweiser when he was out there cooking and got a little warm, and he reached over to the cooler and got himself one. I happen to have a little bourbon and Coke, but every week we'll try to feature a drink. Look, being part of the IDARTY brand, you don't have to drink. If iced tea is your thing, then that's cool. You can IDARTY with iced tea.
Absolutely.
You know, it doesn't say you have to drink. We don't happen to be those type of people, but we enjoy the whole lifestyle, if you will. And if you ever go to the beach, any beach, like I said, I was in Cancun recently, but during the summer, go to Port Aransas here in Texas. Go to Myrtle Beach, you know, go anywhere.
South Padre Island.
South Padre, go to any of the beach. Go down in South Beach in Miami. Everybody's got a drink. Everybody's got some kind of umbrella, something in their hand that makes the day better. Key West, same thing. So what we hope to do is touch on different cocktails, mixtures. Joe,
I think part of that, sorry, I didn't interrupt you, but part of that is, you know, we'll also be, quote unquote, in the field. You know what I mean? We'll be hanging out at some bars. We'll shoot a couple lives from there. We'll try to visit some of the unique places and bars around town. That way it gives us a variety. That way, hey, you know what? I didn't know about that spot, but hey, I learned from the IDARTY guys. And come on and join us, have a few drinks, get to know us. That's kind of what we're going to be about.
And we're not just restricting ourselves to this region of the country. I mean, if there's a big game, we want to be at it. So if there's something happening on the East Coast, we plan to be there. Something on the West Coast, we'll probably be there. Middle America, hey, I was up at Michigan. You can see it on our website. I went up for the Michigan-Texas game. Incredible fans. And part of their tailgating started at 6 a.m. in the morning. Really cool. And they had bartenders at their tailgates.
We're looking for bartenders.
Yeah, it was pretty fascinating. They had some concoctions that I had never heard of. Tasted pretty good. I was kind of surprised. I didn't see it coming. But tell me, Bucket, what are some of your favorite cocktails or drinks that you like to dabble with?
It's a great question. I'm more of an old-fashioned man myself. That looks.
I'll ask you about the drink.
It's true. That's a good point. An old-fashioned, I don't hate it all. I love a Crown and Coke, obviously, bourbon and Coke as well. My people in Venezuela, all they do is drink whiskey on the rocks with some water in there.
But wait, Bucket's got family in Venezuela, but isn't rum the big drink down there?
No, everyone loves Jameson whiskey. All that stuff. They just love their whiskey. It seems like that's the official drink of Venezuela, honestly.
Oh. Jojo, I know you got a bunch to talk about this one.
Tequila, no salt, no lime.
Folks, I've known Jojo a long time. He is the biggest tequila snob you'll ever meet.
Yeah, for sure. I wasn't always like that, but when I got into it, it was definitely one of those things that
I don't get it. I mean, to me, tequila has that. Almost all tequilas have that hard finish. To me.
Yeah. Well, we're not shooting 8 shots. We're drinking. We're
not.
We're probably. Well, we're sipping on some tequila while we drink. 14, 16, 18 beers, and then a few tequilas. Fuck, that's a good night. You know what I'm trying to say? But yeah, tequila for sure. Like, I like tequila. I don't want it cold. Don't put it in the freezer. Don't bring it to me cold. I want it neat. I don't want your lime. I don't want your salt.
Room temp.
Room temp, baby. Room temp.
Can I tell you the story of my first shot?
Sure. Absolutely.
My first shot, tequila. They asked me, they were like, "Do you want salt and lime?" And I was like, "What the hell that does? No, I'm good. The other men aren't doing this. I'm a big, strong man.
Absolutely.
I was, like, was like 18 years old. Don't drink underage. Drink responsibly.
Absolutely.
And it was like a graduation party. So I take the shot. I'm like, yeah, okay, this is cool. It's cool. 2 minutes later, immediately throw up on myself. And I was like, oh God, this is what this is. You know what? I don't like it either.
Yeah, for sure. It's one of those things right now. There's a bunch of small batch tequilas out there that are really, really good. And you know what? These days now, they are very reasonable price. So like, you don't have to buy those really expensive ones. The ones I drink range anywhere between like 25 to like 55, you know. Obviously there are some really, really expensive ones.
What's your go-to?
Mine?
Yeah.
It's between two, to be honest with you. If I'm gonna drink it just straight, you know, like with my beer, I like Fortaleza for sure. If not Fortaleza, which is hard to find, and that's one of the reasons why I have a second, a backup, if you will. And that's going to be more than likely between two. Espalon, which is a good one, but I like to mix that one with like margaritas and stuff like that for my wife and stuff like that.
For your wife?
Yeah, for my wife. For my wife. And then the other one that I would drink is going to be, man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Let me think about that.
Sure.
Let me think about that.
Sure. I'm going to put you on as well. Saint Maya tequila, one that's made in San Antonio as well. Also very good.
Oh, okay, yes, I've heard of that. Yeah, absolutely.
San Antonio brand, so shout
yeah,
out.
for sure.
And folks, obviously, this is the web allows us to reach all of America. We are based in San Antonio. We're not limited to South Texas. We have a huge reach. He's from Venezuela. He brings a whole nother. His sister lives in Miami.
Off of the South Side, that's a whole nother country in itself.
It's a whole other country within unto itself. We do travel quite a bit. As a matter of fact, take a quick peek at some sights and sounds from our recent IDARTY Cancun 2024 trip. Take a look. I'm telling you, that was quite a time down there in Cancun. It was unbelievable. The water's beautiful. The people, amazing. The Ziva Resort by Hyatt, unbelievable. People are first class. I highly recommend to anyone. If you're going to go there. Beautiful place. Joe's been to the one in Cabo. It's just stupid. You want to talk about customer service at its finest? That's it. But moving on, you know, I alluded earlier to the fact that I've been up to the Michigan game. I have a little snippet for you. We want to show you, and we can touch on it because we want to jump into sports and how important that is. But take a look at the Michigan stuff. Pretty cool time. I got to tell you, one of the things I wasn't expecting when we were up in Michigan was the people. I was expecting confrontational. It's usually the way it is when you go to an enemy stadium, right?
What color? Why? People wearing what color?
I only wear one color, burnt orange.
Okay, burnt orange. That's why there's going to be confrontation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, but a few years ago at Ohio State, fans were horrible.
Ohio State don't mean that.
No, I mean no. But it's they. But you know what?
It's the first
they're unique they're unique because they treat everybody the same.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you know you're going to get that when you go to the up to the Ohio State in their huge stadium. That being said, talk about huge stadiums. I didn't believe the big house was the big house until I saw the big house.
Yeah. You were talking about the restroom situation.
It's insane.
That's kind of crazy.
A&M is huge. Texas is huge. LSU is a big stadium. All these places have huge stadiums. Nothing like the big house because all of those are multiple levels. They grow up. This thing was built a long time ago, and it's all one level, and it just goes down into a bowl. It's a classic stadium, and the base crowd is 111,000, which is insane. Because I think A&M has the biggest stadium in Texas, right? At 107.
Who?
Texas A&M. Yeah. I'll give. I'm a Longhorn, but I'll give the Aggies that. They're it's a hell of a crowd it's a hell of a show they put on when you go to their place. You can't even hear when you're in there. It's stupid loud. LSU's that as well.
Well, we're going to talk about both those teams, hopefully.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, but I really was just blown away. I was amazed. We pulled into the tailgate. Right, we had a parking pass right next to the stadium.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of all this maize and blue, and the first thing that happens, we all get out. We got Longhorn gear on. The very first thing that happens, the guy comes over, says, "Hey, welcome, and come on over to our tailgate." And
We're just cool.
yeah, I thought it was awesome.
That's awesome.
We got a bartender, we've got breakfast stuff, and then we got stuff ready for snacks going into the stadium. We have brisket, and then he said, "Oh, wait a minute. Y'all are from Texas." It's probably not what you're used to, but
Absolutely.
it is brisket. And we're
Yeah.
like, okay, you made roast beef.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I can't say enough about the Michigan fans. They were just great. They were really great. But that being said, let's transition a little bit to something that's really big now. I mean, ESPN's really gotten into it. They do a daily show now called ESPN Bets. MGM has started a marketing campaign a year ago about the whole MGM book, how you can bet. DraftKings.
YouTube TV has a dedicated channel. You got to subscribe to it. It's like $4.99, but like it's all day.
It's just betting,
Betting.
which is incredible because I think it still brings there's an air of confusion. There's a lot of confusion in terms of what is betting. So we got our handicapper here. Just take us through it. What does it all mean? What do those numbers mean? What's the negative, the positive? How do you handicap?
Sure. Everyone is a handicapper in their own specific way. Obviously, I told you the week of the Michigan game that Texas is going to roll in there and take care of business and all that stuff. And it's kind of crazy. It's sometimes how much Vegas knows. They set lines and all these things. You'll see now typically, talk about that game, Michigan -7 or whatever it is, and that basically means they're favored to win by 7 points. And it's amazing. The handicappers or line makers.
So why is it if you're a favorite, you're a minus?
Well, that's just how the gambling gods have decided it. Because you have all those 7 points to work with. You're down 7 points at the beginning of the game, so
So that's what it means.
Basically, yeah, because you need that. From 0, you need 7 points there, and then on the opposite side, if you're +7, you're already up 7 points there to begin with. So if you end up 0-0 somehow, you end up winning that game, and if you're on the other side -7, then you'll lose by 7.
But that makes sense in football. But how do you handicap baseball and basketball?
Well, luckily in baseball, it's much more money line based, which means just to win the game outright. There are, -1.5, or +1.5, etc. But people typically just stick to betting money lines and totals, obviously, as well, because they obviously set a game line like 8.5, 7.5 total runs in each game.
Right.
And we've got a big set of games coming up here as well. We'll talk about, but yeah, it's all mostly money line based in those sports.
Even the NBA?
NBA is totally point spread as well, That one is because obviously scoring is up so much. We see these threes coming down so quickly. Much more point spread there. Baseball is probably off the top of my head the main like money line sport where spreads aren't really a thing there unless we're getting to big favorites.
Well, since you brought up baseball, there's this thing called the World Series happening. Dodgers, Yankees.
Yeah, marquee matchup.
Yeah.
What?
I think
this
the
is the
network.
13th time, something like that. They
I
met.
believe so.
In the World Series?
The network gods couldn't be happier.
Especially after last year. Last year's ratings apparently were.
Well, I mean, one of the lowest rated World Series of all time was the Subway Series. Yankees Mets.
Yeah,
Because nobody outside of New York cared.
exactly. And that's,
But this one brings in both coasts.
Right, absolutely.
And have you ever been to Chavez Ravine?
I have not. No, never been to California.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Silly you. Chavez Ravine is it's an incredible place to experience, just to walk in and think of all the great names that have played there.
Exactly.
It's fascinating. Dodger dogs, stupid good.
I've heard.
And I'm not a hot dog guy, but I am.
You're-
Of course.
Yeah, hot
I
dog
don't
guy.
like hot dogs
That's
at all.
fine.
I'm a hamburger guy. Even though in Vegas when I go, and it may be because I'm dartying a lot,
Sure.
there's a Snoop Dogg has a restaurant there, a hot dog joint. and
Does he?
They wrap their hot dogs in bacon.
Little Sonora dog.
They're like Sonora style. They do a gin and juice one, and then
Sure.
they have a Philly cheesesteak hot dog. Stupid good.
Yeah, this all sounds great right now.
Well, I mean, when you're drunk,
1999.
no, I'm 15.
Yeah. For sure.
$15 a hot dog.
For sure.
Not drunk, but I mean, when you're having a good time.
You're feeling
Right.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, you just need a little something.
Yeah, soak it all up.
Yeah, exactly. But it's the only time I really eat hot dogs.
I'm glad it was here. It was worth the hype, That's
Yeah.
all I hear about Dodger Dogs. But I'm hoping that the Dodger Dogs get sold to plenty this series because,
So who do you see? How is this going to play out?
well, I am a Red Sox fan, so admittedly I am.
Nobody cares.
I'm a little biased.
Nobody
in this.
cares.
But I do think the Dodgers win this series. But
Really?
I'll say this: I do think the Yankees are a great bet in Game 1. Luckily,
It's in LA, right?
It's in LA, yeah. It's Garrett Cole versus Jack Flaherty.
Hey, Cole, I don't know, man. He's a stud, bro.
I have my opinions on Garrett Cole for sure. I know he crumples against certain teams, mainly the Boston Red Sox. But luckily for him, he's not playing the Red Sox. He's dominated this postseason so far. Probably because he's facing, very light-hitting teams.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, 71% of the bets and 80% of the money are on the Dodgers in Game 1. And
Really?
I would much, me personally, when I'm trying to gamble, I'm trying to fade the public. I would like to be on the sides that not many people want to be on.
Is that a winning strategy?
I'd like to think it is. Vegas, all these casinos, they all look nice. They've got ivory towers.
It's true. That's true.
They're making their money off the public.
Right.
So I tend to want to fade the public. If everyone's betting on one side, I'm naturally just going to want to bet the other side. So sure, the Dodgers might lose this first game. It's been a long time here, but I do think the Dodgers end up taking the series. So
Listen. I'm a National League guy. I've never been I've never liked American League. It was mainly because of the DH. Now both have that.
Because you're a Fernando Venezuela.
No, I'm a Cubs fan. I'm a
I was a regular Bill.
I'm a diehard Cubs fan.
Love the Cubs.
So I mean, WGN when you're a kid,
Yeah.
it was either the Cubs, the boring ass Braves, or the Mets.
Easy. Dale Murphy was something.
And listen, the Mets. I mean, the Braves. To listen to those games being called, I can't even remember.
The Carey.
Oh my God, that was before
Chip Carey.
It was before Carey.
well, you can bet in their stadium
Yeah.
now. They
I
have a
was-
sports book
I was
inside their stadium.
8, 9,
Is that
10, 11. Where in Atlanta?
No, in Wrigleyville. In Wrigley, they
Oh yes, I haven't been there. The
You
last
can
time we
bet right
went, it's been a few years.
I was there
All
one
that
year
part behind Wrigley was under renovation. I was just at the Cubby Bear. I was getting fucked. No, that's what I was. Cubby Bear. I think every now and then a transaction hits my account. Cubby Bear. I'm like, oh shit, I still am getting charged. I'm going. That was 3 or 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
I went to Wrigleyville a year and a half ago, and it was awesome.
Oh.
We went to the bars out.
Oh, you just walk right down. You walk across the street.
It's set up the bar.
Cubby Bear, and you just keep on walking. Oh,
Right.
bro.
That's the future of all the sports.
Yeah,
stuff. All those
for sure.
owners are going to start buying up the land
Yeah.
and then making
I
it.
think
That's what the Spurs are trying to do.
Yeah, and here in San Antonio, I think the Spurs are trying. If you don't know the layout of San Antonio, they kind of moved east of town, and what they're trying to do now is move back towards downtown and buy up several city blocks so that they can create that kind of commerce. So then
And you can thank Jerry Jones for that. by the way.
increase their bottom line. Well, Jerry's taking it to another level.
Yeah.
I mean, he's on steroids. Frisco
Yeah, the whole city.
Well, I wish Jerry would just handle that part of the business and leave the damn other stuff to someone else.
I agree.
Because he ain't worth the damn at the football stuff.
Let's talk about that. Hey, what do you think about the NFL? Can Rodgers save the Jets?
No, he can't. But I'll tell you this.
Is he the problem with the Jets?
Yes.
No, the Jets are the problem.
That's true. The Jets are the Jets, right?
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
Exactly. But no, I'll tell you this week. The team I like this week, and they've gotten blown out at home plenty of times this year, but the Dallas Cowboys against the 49ers this week, +4. I like that bet. I like the Cowboys.
Are we on the road?
No, at home.
We're at home.
At home for those 4 teams. No, Ziri and Jerry World, and you're coming off of a bye as well. Micah Parsons gonna be healthy. I like all this.
Listen. San Francisco has.
Not as Derrick Henry signs with the Cowboys.
No, we don't. He's not good enough for a team apparently, or whatever that was.
He did. According to Jerry, he didn't fit.
Right, he didn't fit.
Okay.
Yeah, so what?
He's number one in every statistical category for running back.
Ridiculous.
But he doesn't fit the Cowboys.
Now look.
Who are 24th?
Frisco, they've had a lot of injuries. I mean, I'm not sure about old boy who's in the hospital. Debo.
Yeah, still question.
But he came out. He got out what, Monday?
Yeah, illness.
Tuesday morning.
Yeah, so we'll see if he plays.
I mean, you're right. I mean, right now they're for the taking. Like if you're gonna beat them, you beat them. They've been struggling a little bit.
I don't even need him to win. Just keep it close. Keep it within 3 points. That's all I need. Just cover the 3 points. You know, that's the beauty of betting underdog. You don't need these teams to win. Just make it close. Win by 3 points. 49ers, get out of there.
You're not about building your ivory tower?
No.
Your big hotel?
Yeah, I'll just try to build little hotels. Yeah. So I'm going to continue taking these.
You want little Motel 6s everywhere.
Precisely. I want quantity, not quality.
Yeah.
Quantity.
I like that.
But yeah, I'll fade the public and I'll continue betting, or I'll bet the 49ers, the Cowboys.
That's interesting. I would have never thought anybody would take the Cowboys this week.
Yeah.
To me, that's a bad bet.
They're only favored by 4 points.
So, Rich, who do you got in the World Series? Who's your? Again, I'm National League, so
I'm a Dodgers guy. I love the Dodgers. I just think the Yankees are going to win. I think it's the best of both worlds.
I only back with Rich on the team, and he's a Cub.
But more importantly, you got Judge and Ohtani. Who's the first one to go yard?
Yeah, it's going to be whoever wins this. Baseball is going to be thrilled.
He's ridiculous.
He's a great
statesman. That dude's ridiculous. Next year.
I hope he trades for 50-50. He's the only member of the 50-50 club.
He should.
What about 50-50-25? 50-50, 25 wins, 20 wins. What about?
I mean, he can.
That's you don't even think about that. That's not. I mean, here's the thing, right? I'm not sure who was talking about it, but all the kids coming up, they're going to emulate this guy. They're going to want to be this dude. So you're going to, I'm not saying I want to be like him, obviously.
But it's no longer you don't have to be a PO anymore.
Right.
You can play, you can be part of the lineup.
Yeah.
And you can be a great hitter and hit.
For sure.
Before, I have a lot of friends that play college baseball and some that play pro baseball, and they said, I was a PO, which means I sat for 4 days. They call on me to go throw 2 or 3 innings.
Right.
But that's all I did. They would never consider me picking up a bat.
Yeah.
Which is Ohtani, he breaks it every mold.
And in the recent drafts as well, people are getting drafted. You're seeing the two-way player being drafted so much more. So it's happening. But there's only one shot of Ohtani, unfortunately.
I think.
I just, who has the better series is the question.
Yeah, well,
it's true.
Crossed.
To me, Ohtani kind of cherishes the moment. He kind of says, "Okay, bring it on." I think Judge sometimes.
You think he presses a little bit?
I think he presses, and I think he lets it get in his head.
Well, he's a perennial loser, this Aaron Judge. And
spoken like a true Red Sox fan.
He's been carried here by Giancarlo Stanton and Juan Soto. I respect that, and Ohtani's put the team on his back.
Those are the two that I think make the difference. To be honest with you, Soto.
Yeah.
And Stanton. I mean,
Soto's a bad boy.
It's crazy. Have you looked at that lineup?
Yeah.
And the kid that they got from Tampa Bay too, the speedster. What's his name?
Oswald Cabrera? I don't know.
No. They just acquired him right before the trade deadline. He's
Jazz
Chisholm. I like him.
I like his attitude though.
Well, he's got an attitude. There's nothing wrong with having an attitude. Dion had an attitude. And he was great.
That's true.
He's what the Yankees needed attitude-wise, because Aaron Judge is not a good leader, nor is Garrett Cole.
This dude.
But yeah, they needed something like that.
The question is, what he's saying one thing positive.
Yeah. What about the Red Sox? What about their season?
They're bad. They continue to be bad, and hopefully their owners stop being so poor. That's my hopes.
Yeah.
That is the hopes. Fingers crossed.
There you
I
go.
shit, my clubs suck too.
Well, folks, we'll have lots to say every week. I mean, there's. I think one of the cool things when people get together, when you say, especially when we darty, is that you talk about these things, and that's kind of what we want to do. We just want to be able to sit down and visit. We're just friends sitting around talking, and I think we hope we bring that to you, the viewer. We'll try to get him off the Boston Red Sox. Can't guarantee it's going to happen, but we'll try. Joe's very negative on the Cowboys, but
Sure.
I mean, it's only
I'm not negative on the Cowboys. It's like
he's negative on Jerry Jones.
I'm just realistic.
it's one of those things, right? Like, I mean,
Here comes the justification.
no, it's not. I'm not. It's just one of those things, right? Everyone makes fun of us because they're like, next year's our year, right? And at the end of
But next year, right?
it's not, dude. We don't even look close, girl. We don't look close, and
You're just Derrick Henry away.
listen. I'm a Dak guy. I like Dak. I think he can do it. You don't
I
like
don't
that.
think he gets to say. That's just me. Look, I was fortunate enough.
So then
I was
what-
very fortunate. Back in the dynasty days of the Cowboys in the '90s, I traveled with them to the Super Bowls. I'm just telling you, I used to travel on the team charter. I used to go out and drink with Jerry. No, I'm not. I don't like to bring it up because I don't want to boast.
Yeah.
But the leader on that team was not Troy Aikman.
Hold on.
No.
Michael Irvin?
Irvin?
It was Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
Because the way NFL teams are situated, the offense doesn't scream at the defense. They don't come over there and berate them, and vice versa. Michael didn't give a damn. If you weren't holding up your end of the bargain, he came over there and got in your face.
Yeah.
That's why when he was, Michael's had his fair share of problems.
The White House?
He has. He wasn't
the
the only one.
Oh, did you go to the White House too?
I'm just telling you, he wasn't. No, I'm just telling you, he didn't. But Troy Aikman was defending him to death.
Yeah.
Who was the only Cowboy that showed up at his court hearings in all of his trials? Aikman sat there, every one of them, because he knew what he had. I saw an incident in practice one time during training camp. James Washington was a free safety.
Badass free safety.
He was
Exactly.
great.
He doesn't get his props.
He doesn't.
He's bad. He was bad.
Didn't he play at UCLA?
Yeah.
And Michael, and it was just a thumb drill. We just get to the point. You know, they were in shells, shorts and shoulder pads and helmets.
That's what they were now.
And then, and Michael was running the route over the middle, which he typically ran.
Sure.
And Aikman hits him, and Washington lays him out. Full contact, and almost knocked him out. And Troy just took off running on the beeline, just starts punching James. It's a all-out brawl. It's incredible.
Wow.
And everyone wants to break it up. And Jimmy Johnson, he says, let him go. And all the coaches, nobody said anything. They let him. And Troy's establishing that you'll never do this again.
Yeah.
He's getting the best of
Hey, Troy got a mini face.
Well, but he I was impressed because he was really putting it on him.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy said, that's enough. And as soon as Jimmy said that, everything stopped.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's afraid of Jimmy.
He used to run the. He ran that drill club.
Iron Fist.
Oh yeah, man.
I saw years later. I saw Michael Irvin on one of those late night Fox shows, 11 or 12 o'clock at night, and West Coast based, so it was 9 o'clock their time. And Michael was one of the hosts, and they have Jimmy Johnson as the guest from Fox NFL Sunday. He comes out and they're like talking to him, and Jimmy. Michael's sitting there rubbing his hands on his pants, and you can see that it's wet. And the host of the show asked him, Michael, what's going on? He still makes me nervous.
And he had him in college too.
Yeah.
He goes to
He said, this man, I'm still scared of him.
Yeah.
But that was everybody to a man.
For sure.
pretty incredible, you know, that you would think these are grown men.
Yeah, he won a Super Bowl without even being there. Without even coaching.
Well,
Barry Switzer was he was just the talking head. He was just a talking head.
yeah,
Jimmy won a Super Bowl without even being there, bro. That's how
Exactly.
bad that guy was.
exactly. So, well, folks, we're going to wrap up this our first episode, our inaugural episode. We hope we bring you a little insight into what we expect to bring you. One of the things that we hope you'll support the show, support us, is at IDARTY.com. We have a whole merchandise section. As you can see, these hats, they say IDARTY Golf, but we have hats and shirts and hoodies and everything else that you may want to help with your day party. I think we're putting some flags on there, right?
Yeah, a couple of flags. These are more of a founder's cap, so if you see anyone wearing this IDARTY Golf,
They were the first ones to support us.
Yeah, they're the first.
There's
ones.
only 50 of these made.
Right,
So.
and we'll never make this type of hat again. It'll stay for the first 50 people. We still have a few available, but not many. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna have merch. Obviously, we'll come out with some cookie stuff as well down the road.
Yeah, we're gonna have our own. Joe being a classically trained chef, he's gonna create some concoctions, some spices that he thinks works for meats and chickens and fish. You know, and we'll package it, and hopefully, you guys will dabble and want to try them. I mean, that's what we hope.
And for sure, let us know in the comment section what you guys want to see cooking wise as well. So maybe someone has a great idea for Chef Joe over here, and wants to see a live in action.
Right.
He's not afraid, I promise you.
I'm not afraid.
I promise you.
Absolutely not. All right, guys. Appreciate you. Thank you.
We'll see you next time here on IDARTY.